I mean, I found that one story. It was amusing, like that that situation you described in the book about how one of your friends was outed to his girlfriend and how he almost killed himself,
Yeah.
over that, and how and it was really ironic how him and his girlfriend ended back together even after all this, and how you mentioned in the book how a lot of women they'll even know they'll know that their men are doing this, but they don't want to face the embarrassment, or they don't want to face the ridicule of that. And I really thought that was really fascinating to hear that. But I mean, I've even heard of similar situations to like where women will know that their men are messing around, but they're so, to me, they're low, their self-esteem is so low, and they want to be with somebody so bad that they'll settle for that. And it's not because that they're messing around with men too. It's just the fact that they're cheating, period. And I think a lot of women have low self-esteem when it comes to that. They'll accept anything, So, and it's really fascinating because before I used to think, well, dang, a woman knows their man's messing around. I think they would just kick him to the curb. But a lot of women today are even they're encouraging their men to be. I know a friend of mine. He's married, and he's a younger guy, and his wife, both him and his wife are bisexual, and they have an agreement to like where they can sleep with the same sex, but they have to be present. So I mean, you see things like that. It's a lot, and to me, it's like hard to understand because there's a lot more women today that are open to it. So I mean, what do you think about that? I mean, do you think that women are starting to become more sexually open, or do you think some women just have low self-esteem and they'll accept anything? Or
I think if women are presented with the information, I think a lot of them can make a choice. I think when you're down low, you rid the woman of the opportunity of having to making a choice in the matter.
Right.
And I think that's unfair to rob someone of the choice. Now, a lot of women have always said, I want to know, and if you do, tell me.
Right.
So then I can make a choice on whether or not I want to stay in this situation.
Uh-huh.
And some women say, yeah, I may stay. And some women say, no, I won't. But you have to allow the person the opportunity to make the choice. And I think, unfortunately, when we're dealing with down low men, they rob the women of the opportunity, and thus these women feel deceived. Like, no one wants them to be deceived, or feel like the deception has occurred, they lied to. Like, that's not a relationship. Nobody wants to be in that type of relationship. If you're honest with me up front and you tell me and you allow me, say, hey, this is what I'm into, and I really want to be with you, and can you handle that? Someone might say yes. And, my friend, like we talk about in the book. Now that she had the information, like what she had to go through to get the information, she made a choice. She went back to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I think it's, sometimes it can't be due to, I don't want to say it's low self-esteem because maybe, she probably was okay with it. Like, I don't know what her mental thoughts were.
Right.
So, but, I think some women, may suffer from low self-esteem. They're in denial.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how to, they don't know how to leave. They're afraid to walk away because they feel a need to have a man. Because in society, women are conditioned and trained to feel that they need to have a man in order to live and survive and make it in the world. So there's so many other factors that play a part of that.
Okay, we have a few more questions. So overall, after writing this book and after going through, your different experiences, do you think this has made you a stronger person? And how do you identify yourself today? Are you still physically attracted to women, or are you still like emotionally attracted to both sexes, or how do you define yourself today? And do you think it's okay for people to define themselves according to their own standards?
I think people should be able to define themselves according to their own standards. I think, unfortunately, we live in a world where people have to be labeled, and I think that's why down low men refuse to accept being gay, because I understand the mindset of a down low man, because I once was a down low man.
Right.
And I would never admit that I was gay. And my friends used to always say, you're gay, you're gay, you're gay, go ahead and admit it. I'm like, but I'm not.
Right.
Because I am still attracted to women.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even today, I'm physically attracted to women. I will not sleep with a woman because I know I would not want to do that to her, to put her in a situation where I'm sleeping with her and a man.
Right.
Now, I can make that choice and then tell the woman and allow her the opportunity to say, okay, well, fine, I'm cool with that, but I just wouldn't do that.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm comfortable with myself. It has made me a much stronger person writing this book. You know, I've embraced who I am. You know, I'm a child of God. I'm loved. You know, I know what it's like to be loved, to have love. And, you know, all that everything I went through and experienced has really, truly built me and made me the man who I am today. So I'm really thankful for all of those experiences and all the people who are a part of my life, because they help to add and contribute to who I am today. Mm-hmm. So without that and the grace of God, I wouldn't be where I am.
Yeah.
So I am truly thankful for that.
So has that kind of built your relationship, kind of made your relationship stronger with God? And how do you deal with that, being a gay black Christian? Like, how do you, how did you come to terms with that? And what is your advice to people that are struggling with this?
Well, you gotta take your time. Like, you know, don't allow anyone to force you to come out, you know, or admit to something that, you know, you're not ready to.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, my friends kept trying to get me to admit that I was gay. I was like, but I'm not. Like, quit telling me to admit something that I'm not ready to admit. And I'm not at that place where you are yet. And I think people have to give people the opportunity to evolve, because there's so many experiences and so many, you know, your journey and your path and on where you go in life is totally different from mine. So, yeah, it may be easy for me, but it may be extremely difficult for you. So I said to take your time, pace yourself. You're not in a hurry to come out. You know, you're not in a hurry to let the world know. Then fine, that's you.